Alright.
Yeah.
Hi guys, welcome to the first episode of SWO TV. This one's titled The Current State of TNA Wrestling.
Introduction time. I introduce Sensational JG and I'm the lawman, John Law. And tonight we're going to be focusing on TNA as it is today.
As a whole.
As a whole, as a product, as it has been, and we'll be just coming up with some ideas that we've got, some comments.
These opinions are all of our own.
Yeah, no copyright.
No copyright intended. Not
Or
yet.
deserved. I think when you start with it, you've got to start thinking about what made TNA great, what made it so different when I first started watching back in the day.
Excellent.
And the two things, ex-div, knockouts.
Definitely.
Knockouts, if I can start with them.
Yeah.
Today you've got a lot of eye candy, maybe, I'm not sure. It'll depend on your point of view.
Not for me.
I go back, I think about Gail Kim, Awesome Kong, I think about the talent they had, and I mean talent that they had, like Daphne, they had the Voodoo Queen, Roxy Laveau, Taylor Wilde, even like a heel, Beautiful People, and the belt falls down. You know,
It's all live, guys.
no outtakes. And looking back, it was so good. You watch it today, I'm not feeling the same love for it. I love Gail Kim, I love certain things about the product, but for me, they're just not pushing it enough.
I think they're focusing on the wrong people. Velvet Sky, for instance, she's just awful in my opinion. As a wrestler, I don't think she doesn't get across to me as a believable character. I think she needs Angelina Love. Angelina Love definitely as a partner because she made the Beautiful People.
I think she even reflected that in an interview recently. She said she misses the beautiful people and needs
she misses them.
Yeah.
Yeah, she does need them. To be fair, the probably only reason she's still there is because of Sabin. She's probably still dating Sabin, so probably vice versa. But
I would have to say that. I mean, having you know watched the development, I'd have to say Miss Tessmocker, Brooke Tessmocker, whatever she's called this week, has really impressed me, and she reminds me an awful lot of Trish Stratus when Trish Stratus went from being just like the Dolly Bird to actually wrestling. Okay, Miss Tessmocker's got a long way to go, but she's shown encouraging steps.
Not potential. She started, was it Eric Bischoff's secretary?
Something like that.
Something stupid like that, yeah. And obviously, the first sort of time she popped up in the ring, it was laughable. We laughed at her. Not being harsh, but it wasn't great. Like, I don't believe that she should have been on television. Like what you were saying, if you look at it in the past, like TNA having to depend on people that are very amateur in the wrestling scene, like can't really do that well, get over with a crowd, etc. This is what it's come to. It's come to getting someone who's reasonable, I guess stereotypically attractive, put them in the skimpiest outfit possible, say fall over, do a clothesline, do a suplex,
see what happens,
flash a bit, and then we'll put the gold on you and then we'll swap it every week. But the rest, I think, in their arsenal at the moment, which is very good to have, is Gail Kim.
Yes.
We went to watch Impact in Wembley in January, and it's a fantastic show, brilliant show, gets better every year. We've been 3 years now. And it was the match when Marty Scurll. He botched his move, completely botched his move. We saw it coming when we were watching it.
You called it.
Yeah, I called it. Called his fate. And he when he hurt himself, the match obviously had to end quickly because it wasn't part of the script, yada yada yada. They obviously had some time to kill obviously to cover for the television, obviously it was live. I thought Gail Kim, she got on the mic, didn't she?
Cut an instant
the promo she cut was fantastic, and I just know for a fact if you had someone like Miss Tessmocker was in the match.
She was, yeah.
But I don't think any other diva, I'm not sure they're called divas, knockouts in TNA. Yeah. I don't think any other knockout could have done that. I mean, back in the day, a lot of them could. To be fair, I mean, you could put any one of them on a mic, but now they're just like screaming down and like
cookie cutters.
Cookie cutters.
I mean, I think TNA missing a trick, and I think they're missing a trick with the knockouts and the X Division. The thing is, you develop that. That's something that WWE don't have. This is an old argument, and I'm rehashing it a bit, but actually, now's the time. WWE's knockout, no, divas, see, easy mistake to make. Division is at an all-time low. Yes, they've got Norwich's own Paige in NXT, who's awesome, but apart from that, nothing much. Push it. There is a market for it. There is a market for the the sexual side of it, but there's a market for the actual kind of, actually
That's
technical wrestling. Yeah. And they're missing the trick on that. So TNA, one thing, do it now. Put the belt on someone worthwhile, stick with it, re-sign Daphne, re-sign Cookie, re-sign Roxy Laveau, bring in a couple of people from WWE, bring in Paige, and actually make that your centrepiece as it used to be.
Make it happen, make it worth watching, because I'll fast forward to that Knockouts match.
Yeah, every single time.
And I don't want to do that because they were great matches.
No. Which brings us to something that's close to our hearts, the X Division.
Guns to your shirt, repping.
No, again, the X Division, you don't see that anywhere else.
No. That was a cruiserweight division in WCW, obviously it's where it spawned from.
Yeah.
But
WWE kill
it's just, WWE destroy it. But as usual. But no, X Division when it was a Raw, when you had the young AJ, you had when they brought over Joe, it was just ridiculous, wasn't it? It was just Joe Daniels, AJ. So still your favourite match, isn't it? Triple Threat?
Unbreakable 2006.
Still your favourite match, yeah.
Again, they've got this is something we're going to come back to a little bit this evening. Their slogan, "Wrestling Matters Again." Really?
Yeah, does it?
Because you've got rid of, TNA have got rid of a lot of X Division talent. I mean, Amazing Red.
Shelley.
Shelley. Pete Williams, is he back, isn't he? I'm not sure. Young Bucks, Jen Mee. Okay, they lack on the mic. Those guys lack on the mic. Most of them.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, I mean, Aries is maybe a once in a lifetime opportunity of someone who's that good all round. But the X Division, if you spotlight it correctly, as they used to do, you have the 6 sides, which, I know they bring back once a year, maybe for Destination X, but maybe should be featured more prominently.
Yeah.
You spotlight it, you bring in managers if you need to, you have stables, something that Ring of Honor's really good at, having stables.
I always like the angle when Amazing Red was in it and he had Don West speak for him. I thought that was fantastic, because Amazing Red, he's not very good on the mic.
Yeah, bad wrestler, give him a mouthpiece. Look at Brock Lesnar and Paul Heyman in WWE now. How good that is. So this can be done, and something that we put out there, and we'll come back to in part 2. Could anyone from WWE jump to the X Division, make a difference? My thoughts, if it's X Division, no limits as they used to brand it, I'm not sure if they do anymore. You've got people like Justin Gabriel, you've got people like even Primo and Epico, you've got arguably Antonio Cesaro, if it is about no limits rather than size.
And he could probably do anything.
overnight that would make a difference. I think where I'm coming from, and this will be my final thought on the note, I'm kind of sadly in the position where I look back to when I first got into TNA, and I'm looking back and there's a bit of rose-coloured spectacles, but Knockouts and X Division, it was better. It was better then. It was a better product. I know they've had Hogan's money and he attracts certain things and certain interests, but for me...
Again, we'll come back to the Hogan bit later. That's obviously a big topic with the whole Wrestling Matters, but...
I'm looking back and saying better.
I have to agree. I mean, when Hogan came over, he brought over some wrestlers with him that were half decent at the time. I mean, again, we'll talk about this later. People like Mr. Anderson, who I personally think, I know you probably don't agree with me, I think he's stale. I think he's boring. I don't think he can wrestle at all. Not compared to some of the members of the TNA roster. I mean, that's why WWE got rid of him, because he nearly dropped Randy Orton on his head. But we did drop Randy Orton on his head.
Yeah, by Ken.
But other than that, I agree. I have to agree. When I first started watching it around here, about 5 or 6 years ago now, and X Division was at its peak. I wouldn't want to watch any other form of wrestling. I really didn't. But,
it's the ultimate. That's the end of part 1, guys. In part 2, we're going to look at the present and future of TNA, some ideas, some suggestions. Love your feedback. You know where to get in touch.
We're also going to talk about the fact, does wrestling actually matter in TNA as a whole? Thanks.
See you soon.